y'all, this is my bitch, Scotty.
And I'm from the South.
She runs the South.
The truth is, I knew that we weren't.
Maybe one day I'll get married, and you'll be my maid of honor. So I can see it, and I hate to
He would always message me, ever since we broke up, like, oh, I'm not well. He would always play with death and be like, well, I'm gonna die. I'm not doing well. And there was one time I tried to get him help, and then he was like, not taking it. He would text my mom, I'm not doing well, have Maya contact me, because I wouldn't respond. And it's just always the same cycle. And every time that, like, for example, when I announced my book, he did the same thing. He called my mom, I think I'm not going to be around much longer.
ask you how you're doing, and I let you lie. I am hungry. Tell me how to be in this world. Tell me how to breathe and feel more. After a while, you went quiet, and I got mean.
You know you really made me hate myself. Had to stop before I break myself. Should've broke.
This is why you have the tattoos and your cool scars, and you go out and you take your smoke breaks. It's fun, isn't it?
Seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone.
God, you couldn't have cared less about someone who loved you more. He needs me, he needs me, he needs me, he needs me. Your new girl is my clone. Did you think I didn't see that? Do you feel ashamed? Lights are turned off, music is on. So I'll watch you lie.
Friendly reminder that even if you have the paralyzing, soul-sucking belief that you are not enough, you are. You totally are, dude. And I care about you.
I'm in the wind, I'm in the water, nobody's sun, nobody's staring down the barrel of the hot sun, shining with the sheen of a shotgun, careless a little, and your heart and yourself, and your life is just
Cutting through my body. Seems to me that when I die, these words will be written on my stone.
arcades collapsing. I don't wanna be me anymore.
So I'll just drift away.
I simply stopped hanging out with people that just don't make me feel good. And instead, I spend time by myself working on things and doing things that emotionally emotionally fulfill me.
But look at you. Look how far you've come. You faced your trauma. And you came out on the other side.
After a while, you went quiet, and I got mean.
I would say probably 4 minutes.
Am I weird? Yeah, but so what? Everybody's weird.
I can never make them love me, never make them love. Not even the gods above can separate the two of us. Love was the law and religion was hard.
Don't know where you are right now. Someone who loved me the way that I am. Curved. And while you're bleeding on your back in the glass, I'll be glad that I made it out.
I didn't know what to do, man. Look, I'm in a bad spot. I'm gonna die one day.
He was a grown man and you were 15. Vanessa, you didn't ask for that. You were just trying to go to school.
This was Saga, bitch.
How it ended. I told you goodnight, and between the gasps of breath, I told you I love you, like I had the hundreds of times we've called every night before. And then you said, I love you too. And I replied, you can't say that anymore. You paused. I could hear your bittersweet smile through the phone. But I still mean it. I laughed. It felt weird with the tears still on my cheeks, because I knew that you were telling the truth. I knew that you weren't lying. I said goodnight again, and you were gone.
Written in these walls are the stories that I can't explain.
I need it to stop.
What to stop?
I hate you for what you did.
I have had the worst week of my life. And I needed you. I needed you. And you're too busy. You guys are bad friends.
La 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 la.
Sleep so I can see you, but I hate to wait so long. Sleep so I can see you, and I hate to wait so long. Who am I gonna call? And if I'm not the one for you, you've got to.
He needs me, he needs me, he needs me.
I'm not just a bitch. I'm a bitch with a backstory.
Where's Olivia?
Oh, she's probably up at the house. Stewie. Yeah?
I ask you how you're doing and what you are.
Lying on the floor. Where were you? Where were
And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Shit you do to make me feel just like.
But you should have been a rock star.
But he didn't have the money for a guitar. I can hardly feel anything. I hardly feel anything.
It's a really screwed up world. But it's not your fault. And what happened?
Fly on the horn to prove that it wants me. I love you. I'm
'cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me.
And I can't get out of bed. I can't. I can't.
Over the Dead Sea, keeping you company. Thank you.
Do you want to kill yourself? He asks. And the question sounds unreal, because you never hear anyone ever asking that question in real life. I don't want you to do that, he says. I can't let you do that. You can't leave me here alone. His voice breaks.
I have this paralyzing fear that'll maybe go nowhere. You had me the whole way through, but I couldn't say the words like you. I was scared.
I'm getting sick of Snapchat and social media in general. I'm tired of fighting for things that I know won't work. I'm starting to hate going out and hanging with big groups of people, and I started not to do things knowing a lot of people got the word. I'm now slow with answering calls. If I ever reach out first, you're lucky. Unnecessary convos aren't worth my time nor spending that extra money. I find no joy in crowded scenes. I crave the quiet moments where no voice is heard. I found peace in stepping back. I found a place to breathe, a quiet place. I cherish the simple things now. My closest people I can count on one hand. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Now my phone's dry, but work is crammed to make money. Now they're my fans with fake pennies.
Little PSA for all the people that are calling me pretty. First of all, I would love to say thank you. Second of all, I'm so fake. I use Grande Lash Serum and it makes my eyelashes super long. And then I curl them and I use L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I have makeup on. I got Botox for the first time today in my forehead and right here. Because I'm 21, you can't see because I have the beauty filter on. But I have an incredibly prominent wrinkle right here and right here. And I'm 21 and I have really bad wrinkles already. I got my lips done today. First time ever. Feeling good, feeling cute. My natural hair color, darker than this. I obviously bleach it and I dye it and I just cut it. Tattoos. You know, none of this is like, I don't wake up looking like this. I did not come out of the womb looking like this. So just remember that when you're like on your little social media apps, when you're walking around in person and you see somebody and you're like, oh my god, I wish I looked like that. I do that. Fucking everybody does that at some point. Some people are just naturally gorgeous. I'm just not one of them.
How is that possible?
Cause leaving it there's a waste. I'll stay. Wait for you to say your heart feels the same. I'll stay. To me it's okay. You take back what you said yesterday.
A group of girls and I are part of an ongoing criminal case that involves our high schools and ourselves when we were minors. So I'm going to do a story time about it because I think it's important for you to know that things like these happen. If you follow me, you might know this about me. I went to Kent School, which is a private boarding school in a very small town in Connecticut. I graduated Kent School when I was 17, meaning all 3 years that I was there, from when I was a sophomore to a senior, I was a minor. And most people don't turn 18 until their senior year, so you're a minor throughout high school. Boarding school is not your traditional school. It's a place where you live. It's your home for the couple of years that you're there. And the teachers and staff members are people that you trust. They're supposed to be there to protect you and take care of you because you're literally living there. So about a year after I graduated from Kent, I graduated high school in 2021. So this was 2022. Me and about 30 or 40 other girls, we got an email from Kent letting us know that one of the staff members that worked at the IT department had accessed our information, specifically our pictures, so our camera roll, and had transferred all of that to his personal computer. This man is Dan Clary. After we got this email and they told us who he was, I knew exactly who they were talking about and how and the day that he accessed my information. I remember this perfectly. One day, my school portal wasn't working, so I just went over to the IT department, and that's the man that helped me solve my issue. He told me to just leave my computer with him for like an hour or two, something like that, while he fixed the issues. So I left my computer with him, and then I came back, the portal was working, and I went about my day. Never in a million years would I have ever imagined that he was accessing all of my personal information, accessing all of my pictures, and transferring it to his personal computer. I don't know exactly how he accessed every single girl's computers, but that's how he accessed mine. We're talking about a 30 or 40-year-old grown man transferring pictures of 14, 15, 16-year-old girls for his personal use. And I promise you, the pictures he was looking for are not pictures of us on family trips. They're other kind of pictures. This is a twisted and perverted man that we're talking about here. So we get this email, and all of the girls and we created a group chat where we would just talk about the situation, update each other on what was going on. And Kent, like our high school, pretty much just told us what happened, that they reported it to the Connecticut police, that they opened a case for it, and that they would let us know. And let me tell you, it is just a very scary and anxious feeling when you get an email like that, knowing that pictures of you where you were a minor are, we don't know where. Not my case, but especially concerning if you know that you have pictures of yourself that you probably shouldn't have on your camera roll. To this day, we don't know what pictures specifically he has. We don't know specifically what information he has on us. And we don't know if it's been for his own personal twisted use or if it's been sold to other perverted and twisted people. But like I said, they just told us, we'll let you know. And this morning, we got an email from Kent updating us on the situation. So it's been 2 years since the situation, and they told us that he was charged criminally. However, Dan Clary appealed to go to a rehabilitation center instead of going to prison or jail. And the worst part is that the court is actually considering it. So there's another trial October 30th to determine whether he's going to go to rehab or whether he's going to go to jail or prison. I personally don't think it should even be an option for him to go to rehab. We're talking about kids here. We're talking about minors. We're talking about a perverted man that should be put away because otherwise he might do the same thing to other people. Not only that, but about a month ago or so, I got a very scary, threatening email from user 12345@gmail.com, but it was addressed to Kent's street address, and it was a PDF file with a very long letter threatening me if I didn't send them money. And they said that they had my phone number, my email, and that they know where I live, which was my school's address. So it's clearly a scam, because if you actually know anything about me, you know that I don't live at boarding school anymore and that I graduated in 2021. But first of all, it's always just a very scary feeling and anxious thing to get. A threat from somebody online is very scary always, whether it's a scam or not. But the point is that that's information, like my personal email, phone number, things like that, that's information that they got from Kent's system, software, whatever. So they have not done a pretty good job at keeping our information safe. So obviously everything regarding the case is Dan Clary's fault and he's the one to blame. But this other email and the fact that all of our information is still out there, I don't know if it's related, if that means that he did in fact sell our information, or if the school has just been doing a very shitty job at protecting our information. I called the school to tell them, like, hey, I got this email, and it's not just me. Other girls also got that same email because we were talking about it in the group chat. So it's not just me, it's definitely something relating the school and relating us girls that went there. And they were pretty dismissive. They were just like, it's spam, ignore it, but we don't even have your information because you graduated more than 2 years ago. And I was like, well, I still get emails from you guys, and I still get text messages for reunions and donations. So you guys still have my information. So that's BS. So that's the story time on how this man abused his authority and power by being a staff member at our school, how he invaded our privacy, and how he took advantage by transferring all of these pictures, which we don't know if some of them are appropriate, some of them are inappropriate, from minors to his personal devices. We're still waiting to see what happens criminally and just like in terms of the case. But I thought it was important to make a story time so you guys are aware of the reality of these things happening. I feel like when we think of cyber attacks or data breaches or somebody stealing your pictures and selling them to websites, things like that, we think of a man that we don't know in his basement hacking our things, but it could very much be a teacher or staff member at your school. So especially if you're a girl, if you're a minor girl, but any age, just be careful, okay? With the types of pictures that you take of yourself, with the type of information that you have on your devices, you never, ever really know if it's safe. So that is mainly why I wanted to make this video, to share the situation, share the story, share the realities of it, and to just bring awareness so that nothing like this ever happens to you or somebody that you know. So yeah, that happened to me. That happened to many other girls. And I just hope you never have to experience that feeling of getting that email telling you that you're a part of something like this. So just be careful. That's all that I'm saying here.
1 year ago, from tomorrow, I made my first ever police report against my freshman roommate in college. The university and the campus police since then have been covering this up, so I feel this is finally my time to come forward. And I'm just going to ask God to guide me through all of this. I went into college my freshman year choosing a random roommate in which I was going to be sharing a bedroom with. My first impression of her was she seemed very quiet, but I felt like we had things in common. For example, like she liked to dance and she was Christian. Besides that, everything else that I went through, I would have never in a million years expected to go through that. And I do not wish that on anybody. The university has since then covered this entire situation up and never once did anything about it, nor did the police. This started off, I started school on August 16th, 1 year ago, and this was my first ever, experience in college. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any friends. So obviously, your first friend is supposed to be your roommate. That's who you share a space with, and that's supposed to be your comfort zone. That's supposed to be your new home. That's what's supposed to feel secure to you. I have never wanted to leave somewhere so much in my life and never felt so uncomfortable and just not safe that I spent every single day that I had free time that I was supposed to be in my room in the basement of our building. Starting off the first week of school, the only time that me and my roommate ever held a conversation was the night that we moved in when my mom was present in the room. Every time after that, her boyfriend was in the room 24/7. I never got privacy to begin with, so obviously this was my first issue. So I knew that I was able to go to my RA about that, but I mean when I would literally walk out of the bathroom in my robe, her boyfriend was in the room, there was no common courtesy, no common decency to just give me my privacy and leave, and he just sat there the entire time. So things were already awkward to begin with. Not to mention that they both knew who I was from social media, so it made it even more awkward that somebody was sitting there watching how I lived my everyday life. But I had nowhere else to go because I didn't know anybody and I didn't have any friends. So I would literally take my butt and venture out of my room around a university that I had no clue where I was going just because I felt so unsafe in my room the first few days with my roommate and her boyfriend. And I feel as though she purposely made it awkward for me because I was so welcoming. I let her know when I was leaving. I let her know hey, I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'll be back later, blah, blah, blah. And it was just okay. There was nothing. There was no conversation, and I tried. So at this point, I'm like, bro, this girl she just doesn't like me. What's the motive? Nothing. Every time after that I left my room and she knew I was leaving, we basically kind of had each other's schedules. We knew when we weren't going to be in our rooms. Every time I would leave my room and I would come back, my stuff was off the walls. I had a big LED light that said Aaliyah, and I never turned it on because I knew it was so bright. And I don't know if she just didn't like my name being up on the wall when you walk in the room, but she ripped it down every time I left my room. But at this time, I'm just thinking that my command strips just aren't sticking to the walls. Like, I'm just thinking my stuff is just falling off the walls. So every time I come back in my room and she's literally sitting there watching me, watching my reaction, I put my stuff back up on my walls and I carry on with my day. And every time I leave again, the same stuff is back down. I had plants hanging in my room. I had a whiteboard in my room. I had my LED light. All of that was down on the ground. This happened every single day and every time I left my room. And I cannot express how crazy I felt in the head that I was given every single sign these few weeks that I let this go on, and I never once thought that it was her. She seemed so quiet. She seemed very mature. She seemed nice. She preached to be a Christian girl. She was in a sorority, and I'm just like, there's no way it's her. Like, this stuff just isn't sticking to my walls. And this is when I tell you guys to always believe your gut. Fast forward to when I started showering after that. I feel like after the first few days, ripping my stuff off the walls wasn't enough for her. She didn't get enough of a humiliation reaction out of me that she started pouring out my shampoo, my conditioner, my body wash, and my shaving cream. Then again, Aaliyah thought that this was just her. I'm thinking this stuff's just falling over in the shower, you know, it might have been an accident. Let me walk my happy butt all the way off of campus to Target to go restock my stuff just to come back, shower again, and then the next day it's gone. So now I'm calling my mom all the time and I'm like, Mom, like this is happening, my mom's like, you need to take pictures of everything. You need to document everything. You need to document when it happens. And she's like, Aaliyah, why aren't you saying something to her? Like, at least ask her. And I just was like scared. I was terrified too. I don't like putting people on the spot, and I didn't want her to have a bad first impression of me, or for me to seem like I was mean or I was accusing her of something that she wasn't doing. So I continued to let it go on until I was given like an actual reason to be like, oh my gosh, like this is her. And it only got worse. Stay tuned for part 2. Here's the part 8 and the last final part of my college roommate experience. I moved back home to Columbus, and I finally made the decision that I no longer want to be there. I don't want to be at Cincinnati, and I felt so unsafe there, and it didn't feel like home to me, and I never was given the chance to actually fulfill my college experience. And I just had a gut feeling that if nothing was done about this, if people were covering it up, God only knows what else could happen. I just felt more secure being back at home with my family. Yes, I had severe FOMO. I felt like I was missing out on so much, and so much was stripped from me that I did not deserve from literally the second day that I moved in. And you know, I came home and everybody's like, oh, like, Aaliyah, how's college? Like, how's this? Why are you home? I got so many questions from everybody, and it was so hard for me to tell them what happened. It just didn't even feel real. And my grandpa, who passed away in November, which was the next month after I moved back home, he would always tell me, you know, like, things happen for a reason. Like, whatever is meant to happen to her will happen to her. Aaliyah, it's out of your hands. Like, basically just reminding me that, you know, God has my back and that my family is there to support me. And he would, you know, go to work and like tell people what was going on, and then I lost him. I was very faith-driven, and this is part of my testimony, my reason why I started building a closer relationship. Anyways, I did give up. I got to the point where I was like, I don't want anything to do with this, because I was let down in so many ways that I just want to have peace of mind and I want to move on with my life and not still live in that moment. So I transferred schools and I took all of my classes through that school online because I just wanted to be home. I felt like a loser, and it was honestly like such a hard thing to go through because I felt like I was missing out on everything. But then again, I had to always remind myself that everything happens for a reason. She has removed herself from every social media platform, and still to this day, since last year, she's not anywhere. That only proves to you something. She still attends there, I believe. I believe that she's still in, you know, the same sorority. Nothing has been done. I don't even believe the police didn't even take the time to interview her or to talk to her or to say anything to her, which speaks such high volume. Fast forward to where we are now. I have grown such a loving passion for helping people and for giving people advice and for sharing my stories for the benefit of others, for sharing my voice for those who have not found theirs yet, and to learn to stick up for yourself. So within the past few months of getting prepared for school starting again, knowing that I am no longer there, I have prepared myself to finally share my story because in order to heal, I feel like I finally need to put my foot down and I need to come forward about what happened to me and to finally live through the experience and not in the experience. Absolutely nobody deserves to go through this. And from what I was told, which correct me if I'm wrong, but the state that I live in, Ohio, is a one-party state, meaning that you don't actually need both parties to know that, she was being recorded for it to be a piece of evidence. So I'm not sure if they were wrong on that, but that's what I was told. So in that case, it could have been used. Second off, since then, I have requested my police investigation and my police report from the night that I made it from the campus police and the Cincinnati police, and I have gotten nothing back but a response that says that they cannot give me my police report that I made, my statement, because the suspect wasn't charged. I understand this is a public records request, but this isn't just anybody asking for it. This is the victim, the person who made the report, asking for the report. I'm already aware of everything. You're not releasing anybody's name that I don't already know about or releasing information to me that I don't already know about because I made the report. So why is it not being released to me? Next, I then went to my files to find all of my evidence that I sent over to the detective, and it's deleted. It says it was either deleted or my viewing of it is no longer being shared. So I have no longer access to my stuff. What a coincidence. I kept my story hidden for so long because I knew that it was going to mess with my case. And even when time went on and I kind of gave up and was told that there was nothing to be done about it, I was scared of judgment and I didn't really know what would take place after that. But I'm here to tell everybody to use your voice because you are so strong. If you are a victim of anything, do not let anybody tell you that you cannot come forward about it or make you feel like it is not your place to speak on your behalf. I feel like in the society that we have grown up in, it is so normalized for us to feel guilty for something that we didn't do. For people to try to flip the script on you and make you feel like you are at blame. And it's not fair. I was given a platform for a reason, which I am truly so grateful and blessed to have people who are here to support me. But I am also aware that I have people that probably don't agree with what I do or don't support me. But all of that doesn't matter because I have people who are here to listen. And if you're still listening, always be cautious of your surroundings. Always trust your gut. And never push yourself back from putting your foot down. Because you are the most important person in your story. And if you can show up for anybody, show up for yourself. It took me a year to finally explain what I went through. But tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow marks the day that I made the police report. Tomorrow marks the day that I finally put my foot down, and I don't want to live through my birthday feeling like I failed myself. Or even at that, having flashbacks about what happened and regretting not sticking up for myself and saying something. So here I am sharing my story on my crazy college roommate experience. To the University of Cincinnati, do better. It's honestly so disgusting what you guys have allowed. To the detectives and the police officers that I was assigned during this time, thank you for your help, but you have let down a young victim of a crime. To everybody watching, thank you so much for listening to my story. I can't express how hard it was for me to finally do this. And to my college roommate, God bless your heart, girl.